It's Thursday, which means we're thinking like entrepreneurs. And today I want to talk about why I believe the whole follow your passion thing is just a little BS. Hey, welcome to another episode of Think Like an Entrepreneur Thursday, where we discuss the mindset shift of going from an employee to an entrepreneur. I'm Erin Smith, owner and founder of the Starters Club and the Entrepreneur Summit, and it feels good to be back because, well, it's been a while, and I want to talk about that today. I'll be flat out honest, I have been dreading recording this particular episode because the further time goes on, the harder it is to figure out, well, what do I say here, and how do I just slip back in after taking almost a year, actually over a year off of recording Think Like an Entrepreneurs. Let's talk about this today because we're going to cover passion, and I just want to share a little bit about what's been going on behind the scenes and kind of where I've been, because truthfully, I was this close to pulling the plug on the Starters Club. A little history. So I've been doing this for about 4 years. Truth be told, I had a few clarity issues with the business. Really wanted to go down a certain path and question the ability to really make a business out of what I wanted to do. Made a few switches, started an event business because hey, why not? Something else to do. And then I had these two entities that initially were supposed to be kind of combined but became very separate. And so I just started on this overwhelm path, okay? Things just started piling, right? Then last year, around this time, well actually before this time, but my son started kindergarten, and we had made the decision that best was going to be for him to do a hybrid program, so part private school, part homeschool. I took on the most of that whole thing, so now I'm trying to run an event business, the Starters Club, and then I'm homeschooling, and so I just kept piling again. Then I thought I had the whole delegation issue down, and just as the summit, we just finished our third year, just as the summit is, in the thick of things, we had to let go of somebody who had been helping us for 6 years. And we really had to sit and make this plan of, what do we do next? And I'm going to be honest with you, I'm in the middle of the summit, and I didn't have time to sit and try to really make that decision of what was next for our family, what we needed, and try to fill that position when everything was going on. So I took that on my plate, and all of a sudden I had this huge plate full of stuff, and I was in massive overwhelm. I didn't understand how to delegate it, and I thought, well, because I'm unmotivated right now and not really willing to figure this out, just kind of get through these next few months, does that mean I'm not passionate about what I'm doing anymore? Did I pick the wrong thing to do? Do I not care about the Starters Club anymore? Do I just let this go because, frankly, I feel a bit lost? I'm blessed because of the Starters Club, or because of the Entrepreneur Summit. I was taking on clients, which it was just kind of getting in this path I was doing because I needed to do it, not because I wanted to do it. And the more things I took on that I needed to versus I really wanted to, I lost passion, and I questioned everything. And I was listening to a podcast with Simon Sinek, who is obviously the big It Starts With Why guy. He's got one of the most famous TED Talks out there, and I knew about It Starts With Why. I've read the book, I understood the concept, but somewhere in those 4 years, this gap just came. And then the bigger the gap, the more I said, well, I'm lost. Can I teach people right now? Aren't I a hypocrite if I come back to this and I'm teaching people how to build a business when, I'm building the summit, which is great, but I questioned my confidence. I just can't even describe how much I questioned everything. I felt like a hypocrite. I didn't understand how to come back, and I sat for a long time and wondered if I just pulled the plug forever on this business. But what was so interesting about that podcast with Simon Sinek was he talked about having the exact same problem. We talk about passion, and that's what everybody talks about, and that's what I talk about. What are you passionate about? What gets you excited? And at one point, this really did. And now, truth be told, it still does. But when outside sources can come and kind of mess with the passion, it may not be enough to keep you going. I always think that passion has to be something like Buddy the Elf from the movie Elf, where you wake up every morning and it feels like Christmas and you're like, yes, I can't wait to this. But I got to a point where I was like, I know I need to record a video, but I'm freaking tired. And school needs something for me, and this needs something for me, and I was getting pulled in 1,000 different directions. And frankly, I was just exhausted. And it wasn't because I wasn't passionate about it. It was because I had let the outside forces come in. It sounds very Star Wars-ish as I say it, but I let the outside forces come in and really take away the joy. I focused on things that, really didn't matter as much, or just focused on getting through what we needed to do next. And the further, like I said, the bigger that gap became, the harder it was to find it. I had to sit, and I think this is the biggest question you need to ask yourself as you figure out passion, or you figure out what that thing is, because I had to ask myself this question as I had my hand on that plug to let it all go. And it was, of course, what my why was. I had to reconnect with that. But it was also, Erin, you pull this plug right now. Have you done what you initially set out to do with this business? Have you changed the lives that you really wanted to? Have you taught people how to be smarter about their business, build better businesses, live this life that can be led through business, just, the life that you've created? Have you done that yet? Haven't done it. Next question, have you really done everything that you said you were going to? Have you laid it all out on the line? Because sometimes as businesses, we do need to move on. And when we look and we've laid it all on the line, there may be a pivot we have to make, or there may be a change, or maybe we just thought it was our passion and it wasn't, and that's okay. But for me, I hadn't laid it all on the line. And the third question, as I hand my hand on that plug, wondering what to do next, was, are you going to regret this? It's a question I've learned to ask myself so many times, and things that led me to the event business, which, I'm going to be honest, as hard as that is, as much as it drains from me, probably one of the best decisions I've ever made in doing that. I've had more doors and more opportunity open for me because of that business. And I was scared out of my mind to start that, but it was, Erin, if you don't do this, will you regret it? And the answer was a very solid yes. And as I held my hand on that plug, wondering what to do with the Starters Club, I knew I was going to regret it if I pulled it. And so here I am, back, rejuvenated, recharged. I've done a lot of work on, okay, what is this thing? Who are you helping? How are you helping it? We've got a lot of stuff coming down the pipeline. I'm excited again. We've got some delegation going on here. Got my stuff figured out. We've got some delegation going on with the summit. We've put the things in place that need to happen, and I'm excited again. And so don't let this whole passion thing, don't let it get the best of you, because I'm going to be flat out honest with you. There is going to be something you love and something you like and something you really want to do. And even though you love it with every ounce of your soul, you may question your passion for it. It's just the way it is. But ask yourself about regret. Our lives here are short. If you have a business that you want to build, but you've had this thing, you're excited about it, but you've got the outside forces kind of getting in your head, questioning everything, ask yourself, am I going to regret this if I never do it? If you're in the middle of building a business, and this happens so many times, people get really excited about building a business, and then guess what? Things aren't as easy as they thought. Customers don't fall from the sky. They're questioning everything. If you're in that point, if you walk away, will you regret it? If you won't, it's okay, then move on. And I've made decisions that I've thought about doing. I'm like, well, I regret not doing this. No, you know what? I won't regret it. And so it's just a pivot change. It's something different. But if you'll regret it, don't give up. Reconnect with your why. Reconnect with the reason you're doing this in the first place. Reconnect with some of your clients and discover, I'll be honest, there's some times when the summit is so hard. And I've actually had people come up to me afterwards and be like, Erin, this event saved my life. It changed my life. We talked a lot about suicide this year at the summit. I know it's not super exciting, but it was something I just felt we really had to talk about as a society, as entrepreneurs, and it really made an impact. So that right there, just when I'm questioning if I keep going, that right there is the reason why I go. So will you regret it? A very, very simple question that needs to be asked. And I'm happy to be here helping you. If you have particular questions, if you have comments, please post below. Would love to hear them. If you're starting or building a business, make sure you visit us over at thestartersclub.com. We've got a lot of great resources over there. Be on the lookout for more to come. And as always, we're going to be back. I'm so excited to be back. We're going to be back on Thursdays for Think Like an Entrepreneur Thursday, where we discuss the mindset shift. And hopefully we'll see you here next Thursday. Thanks so much for watching.